Hello and welcome to this December 2017 Sacred Transmission and Forecast. Welcome, my name is Charlotte Alea. I'm an intuitive guide and personal transformation coach. And I am going to read into the energies that are present for us throughout this month of December collectively and how we can best use and take advantage of those energies present. So if you have been following me, you will have noticed that I did things a little bit differently last month, and I can continue to do it a little bit differently this month. So I did a special Day of the Dead transmission on November 1st, and I didn't do another transmission that month because that energy was present for throughout most of the month. And so this month I am going to continue in a similar theme where I am not going to draw the cards during the video. What I've done is I've already drawn 4 cards for us and sat with that energy, and I'm going to share with you what is coming through the cards for me, for you. So I want to share the decks that I'm going to be using. So I'll be using the Wild Unknown Tarot this month. And if you follow me on Instagram at Dream Intuition, you'll know that I use this deck almost every week in my weekly sacred transmissions. And then I will also be drawing a card from the Animal Spirit Oracle, also by the Wild Unknown, and this is my favorite animal totem and spirit deck. I love working with animal spirits and animal archetypes, and I draw a card collectively from that deck almost every week, I would say. It is an incredibly, animal archetypal energy is incredibly grounding for us, really into our kind of earthly bodies and the physical manifestations of our lives. Okay, so to begin, I just want to, as an introduction, share that if you have been tapping into the collective energy the last few months, you will know that it has been rather intense, right? Rather intense. Ever since the portal that opened with the solar eclipse in, what was that, August? Or was that September? I believe that was, I can't even remember now. But with that, since that portal, we've been doing so much shadow work. We have been really kind of going deeply inward. We have been doing a lot of healing, a lot of reconnecting with these aspects of our past and with our inner child. So I am so happy and grateful to communicate to you that that energy is really beginning to ease up and really come into more of a gentle flow and tranquility. So that work that we've been doing is going to start paying off and start making a big difference in our lives in a positive way. And the words and the theme that's really coming through this month for us is gentle unfolding. And December is really about a portal. You know, we're going from one stage to the next. The end of the year is an incredible portal for us in the Western year. And it's a time when we can really pay homage to the work that we have done this year and the accomplishments that we have had, and where we have gone, what we have learned, what we have received, what we have released, what we have accepted, how we have grown. And and allowing all those openings to move us forward through this portal into the new year. So on that note, I do have one announcement I'd like to make. I am currently offering 2018 personal forecasts. And so these forecasts really let you know where this new year is taking you on your life's path. So we're going to look at the changes that happen throughout the seasons. We're going to look at the focuses in your career, in your relationships, in either your health or your finances. And we're going to look at your spiritual growth. And we're going to focus on the lesson that the year is here to teach you, and what the challenges, opportunities, and gifts that are unfolding for you that are really going to help you grow and expand along your life's path. And so the reading as a whole really kind of moves you forward and reveals to you to why this is all happening and where this is taking you in a kind of big picture way. Big picture, along with more of those step-by-step energies throughout the seasons. It can be used as a guide and a map and a lighthouse for you throughout the year. So if you would like to learn more about that and purchase one, you can go to dreamintuition.com, and at the top menu under Work With Me, just choose 2018 forecasts. There's also a link on the home page, and I will also link to it below. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and just share and hold up each of the cards that have come through this month so that you can take them in and begin to allow your intuition to speak to you, to open, to send you nudges. I always encourage you, as I am speaking, to allow your intuition to guide you as well. And I like to say to listen between the words. That's where intuition comes through. Okay, so our animal spirit this month is the swan. And then we have 3 energies from the tarot coming through. We have, I want to show them in order. So we have Ace of Cups, we have 2 of Pentacles, and we have 6 of Swords. So let's begin with the Swan. I actually drew this card first to feel into what kind of primary energy is really guiding us. The swan represents grace and ease and flow and beauty. I love the swan's energy. The other really important thing to note about swans is that they are gatekeepers and portal openers. They open portals to magical realms. And what I mean by magical realms in this instance is to realms that are currently, and the future that is currently in the form of potential and possibility. So they allow us to move into places that are beyond our current reality, but that are still grounded in our reality. So the swan allows us to begin to imagine what that next stage in our lives will look like. where we will be going next. And as that stage now exists within our imagination with the swan energy, it allows that our imagination to be able to form intention within us. Allow our desire to form intention. To explore within our fantasies what we really want, where we want to be going, what is before us. And as we explore that realm and move through the waters, we can begin to see that that could actually be reality. We can form an intention to make that happen. But right now, we're just exploring, we're just playing. We're just allowing the future to be potential, to be possibility, and trusting and knowing that magic is at play and it will take us there. We will take ourselves there through this portal. This beauty is embodied within us. This magic is embodied within us through the beauty that we have discovered about ourselves throughout the year. Right? So the swan, I love the story of the ugly duckling and how the ugly duckling is so misunderstood and just rides through that misunderstanding and the myth about who he really is. And through that, he becomes this beautiful swan. So allowing ourselves to be beautiful and to see that our growth is truly beautiful, and that all that we have gone through and all the ways that we have grown and all that we have learned and all the wisdom that we have gained has allowed us now to move with grace and with ease. It allows us to be incredibly grateful, allows us to be full. So knowing that you, within you, are creating the magic that will lead you forward through this portal into the new year this month. Allow yourself to just gracefully flow through what you have gained this year by sitting with all that you have gained and all the ways that you've changed. You are moving, you are flowing. There really isn't that much more for you to do now. Just to ride it. Ride it all. And dream and fantasize. And imagine the possibilities. Okay. So, moving on. So these next three energies, what is really interesting about it is that there's no major arcanas coming through, and which signifies to me again this kind of graceful flowing upon what has already come through for us. And also, these three cards are of different suits and different energies, and so they're very well balanced. We are missing fire, that's the only piece that we're missing this month, but we have the Ace of Cups is of the water elements, and the Two of Pentacles is of the earth, and then Six of Swords is of the air, right? And so we're tapping into these different elements within us and finding balance and finding flow within that. So all of this is really contributing to that theme of grace and flow and ease. Okay, so let's begin with the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups, just as soon as it came through, I knew that it was revealing to us all the work that we have already done this year, especially since that portal around the eclipse and the Day of the Dead, right? All throughout September, October, and November. The Ace of Cups is where it has taken us, where that inner work, that shadow work, and that healing has taken us. It has taken us to a unification with our heart, an opening of our heart, an expansion of our heart. We have really allowed ourselves to know and hold and integrate our emotional truth. We have created unions with these parts of ourselves that we had cut off. We have allowed in some of the losses that we have experienced. We have allowed in that place, those places of emptiness. We have allowed those places to begin to be filled by our own experience of love and our own expansion of ourselves. So really, we are in kind of a romance with ourselves right now, and completely in alignment with our heart, and we're allowing our heart to guide us. I had rearranged the cards, as you saw at the beginning. I was holding up the wrong card first because it's really important that this card, I find it really significant that this card came through first, because it's showing us that we are being led through a unification with our heart. And the desires and the fantasies and the intentions that we are creating now, moving forward, come from our heart. Allow it to come from your heart. Allow it to come through that place of vulnerability that you have learned to love, that you have rediscovered, embraced, and learned to love these past few months. Allow it to come through that place. That is where it will lead you towards what you really actually want. It'll lead you towards creating new pathways that are courageous and vulnerable, in opening you to new experiences beyond those places of wounding that you have been working through these last few months that keep you trapped in that wounding, right? Those are defenses. Those are the ways that we actually guard our heart when we're reacting from a place of emotional patterns, emotional wounding, and emotional defenses. That's how we stay trapped. And so with that kind of wound and scab removed, and with us trusting and holding these deep desires of our hearts, we are allowing that energy to guide us forward through this portal this month into the new year. Allow that energy to help us create intentions for ourselves for this coming year. Another deep breath in as I transition. It's so interesting that this month that each of these energies feel very distinct. Oftentimes when I do these transmissions, the energies really overlap a lot, and they inform each other so much. And these three energies, the cups, the pentacles, and the swords, all feel really distinct and are all serving us in a different way towards embodying the energy of the swan. So moving to the Two of Pentacles. So what's coming here for us is balance. Okay, so Two of Pentacles gets us in touch with the polarities within us in our lives. So those polarities, some of the most common would be masculine and feminine, and our shadow and our light, our active and our passive. So we have a lot of different polarities within us, and this is tapping us into the polarities that we act out in our lives, right? So we all kind of we all are different in the polarities that kind of grab a hold of us during, I would say, kind of challenging times, changing times. It's a way that we cope. We swing from one side to the other. So, for example, a polarity of yours might be that one minute you are just like feeling really pumped, really trusting, um, really courageous, and ready and confident. That's the word I was looking for. And then the next minute you're feeling insecure, you're feeling distrusting, you're feeling really shy, you're holding back. So that's one polarity. So you might swing from one to the other. Or another is, one moment you might be feeling really happy, really joyful and excited, and the next minute you are just feeling really bummed out and really sad and really tired and really unmotivated. And next might be one minute you're feeling really energized and really motivated and you've got all this energy, and then all of a sudden you just crash and you're so tired and you just can't do anything anymore. So those are just three really common examples. Whatever your polarity might be, this month we really want to try to find the balance in between them. So when we notice ourselves swinging from side to side, we want to ask ourselves to come back to center. We want to find that middle ground. And this can be particularly challenging when we are on the high side, right? So the happy side, the excited side, the energized side, the confident side. Because we think that that is showing us the right way. This is where we always want to be. We want to be all the way over here, but we actually don't. Because when we swing so far over here, we swing all the way back. And so we want to find the middle road. We want to remember those words of ease and grace and flow. We want to be able to sustain the energy that we have this month. And that energy all the way on this side isn't sustainable. But remaining in the middle, in grace and ease and flow, taking the easy routes, will help us not swing all the way to the other side, to run out of energy, to run out of enthusiasm. When we're moving through portals, a lot is unknown. And so one of the ways we cope with that is by swinging, right? And so being able to be aware of that will allow us to be intentional in staying in the middle, in coming to center and saying, I trust. It will allow us to be grounded in ourselves. Another way that we could swing also is going all the way into the future and then all the way back into the past. Okay, so another way that we want to be able to stay grounded is staying in the present moment. Allowing ourselves to be in possibility right now, in this moment, in this portal. We can play with the near future, and we can honor the recent past. That keeps us grounded in that center space without swinging all the way into the far future and going all the way back into the far past. So be grounded, stay grounded in the present moment. Find your center, find your place of ease and flow. Okay, and then on a similar note, actually, we're going to move into the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords this month is a message of hope, of remaining hopeful, remaining trusting, and remaining open-minded. So we can acknowledge that the ways that we have done things in the past have not worked. We know now the ways that haven't worked. We have a strong acceptance of that, and we have been working on letting those go, right? And hopefully we have let them go. So we can sit with that and not yet know what this new way will be. And it is really kind of sitting, again, in that place of potential and possibility and hope without actually knowing what it is. And so that's the place we want to be able to find this month within our mind. Being curious, being open-minded about what these new pathways will be without having to figure it out, without going back to the ways that we already know don't work just to have a way because it feels easier. So this means that we are dreaming, we are fantasizing, but we're not becoming attached to those dreams and those fantasies. It's all remaining in this place of potential. And we're really just taking it all one step at a time. Each step we take, we learn something new, and we adjust, and then we take another step and we learn another something new, and we adjust. And so we're holding hope for this kind of bigger, far future without planning it all out. And what this is all leading us towards is intention. Taking that one step by one step and holding that hope and being curious and open is going to allow us to kind of bring it all together by the end of the year. As we're entering January, the beginning of January, when we're moving through this new portal, it's going to allow us then to create an intention for ourselves for that year that comes from a place of hope, that comes from a place of inner balance, and that comes from a place from our heart, and from an open heart. It comes from a place of being guided from our heart. So on that note, I just want to make a preliminary announcement that I will be hosting the Sacred Intention Challenge again at the beginning of this year, starting January 2nd. So this is an ongoing free offer I have through my website that you can sign up at any time, but it's particularly powerful at the very beginning of the year when we do this all together. And I will be hosting it through your inbox, but also in my Facebook group, the Sacred Sojourner Space, where we will be able to discuss each of the steps every day, and you may share about each of the discoveries you make. This is a 6-day challenge to be able to create a intention for yourself for 2018 that comes from your heart and that aligns with your growth, aligns with your path, and that will allow you to remain in alignment with your sacred path throughout this next year. So this challenge uses all intuitive methods. It uses all my favorite intuitive methods that I teach and that I use in my work, including working with tarot and oracle cards, working with guided meditation, working with dreams, working with symbols, working with ritual. And so I really hope that you will join us. It is entirely free. It is really fun, and it is also incredibly deep. It's pretty amazing what will come forward for you within those 6 days if you commit to the process and really take each of the steps. I have received really beautiful and amazing testimonials from people that have taken this challenge and how it has helped them and served them throughout the year. So the link for that is below, and I invite you to sign up for that. I hope that your December unfolds with beautiful grace, with beautiful ease. And just like the butterfly in the Two of Pentacles, that you allow that unfolding to happen gently, in flow, and with so much trust that this portal that you are now coming through and working your way towards is going to be a magnificent one. There's so much in store for all of us as we enter into 2018 at the end of this month. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.